Greetings and salutations, adventurers and vagabonds. My name is Oskapt. I am once again in Noodle's character, and although I just logged off a minute ago, I decided that you need more content, you need more videos. And we are doing a whole series on how to take your tiny little feeble level 1 character and turn it into a godlike powerhouse of death. And we're gonna start with illusion spells. Noodle is a scout, and she has garbage for her skill sets. We're gonna start with illusion. Spells that charm, conceal, create light, so on and so forth. The way that leveling up skills works, well, particularly the magic skills in Oblivion Remastered, is that the more magica a spell uses, the more XP you get for using that spell. And when I say XP, I have that in air quotes. It's XP like, the more advanced you get towards your next level in that set. What that means is that for every single level that you advance from novice to apprentice to journeyman to expert and so on, you want to find the most expensive spells that you can cast. So I'm over here on the Elder Scrolls fandom site. I've sorted by mana cost, and every single spell requires what's called a valid target. So that means for destruction, you actually need to shoot it at something that cares. In many cases, if you're using NPCs, they will get mad if you shoot them with a fireball or something like that. So you always want to try and find spells that you can cast on yourself. In the case of novice level spells for illusion, that's going to be Starlight, which has a default cost of 14. And in Noodle's case, its cost is actually 18. So that's perfect. We're gonna cast this on ourselves. And I can literally just hold this, illusion to 6. But watch what's happening to my magica. Oh no, it's dropping. Oh no, and now, I'm out of magica. So I could sit here and wait for it to slowly climb. Or I could take a potion. But I don't want to take just any potion. I want to take a potion that I made. The reason for that is because if you take potions that you find in world, they will restore the magica instantaneously. And what we want, restore magica on self, 50 points. If I take that, boom, you see my magica just popped back up, and now it's there. Versus the one that I made, restore magica on self, 9 points for 35 seconds. That's 9 points a second over 35 seconds, compared to 50 points instantly. That's what we want because those will actually stack. Let me open up the hotkey thing and make sure that I have those in slot number 6. And now, let me burn through some magica here again. If I stack 3 of them, look at my magica. It gets used and filled, used and filled. Now, I didn't need to stack 3 here. I just use that as an example. Later, when we're using things that use more magica, you want to stack them because then you will recover, instead of 9 points per second, I'm now actually recovering 27 points per second. But I'm casting the spell once per second. The spell costs less than the full amount, so I'm basically staying at max magica for the duration of the potion. You can see the potion on the left is about to run out. Oh, one of them ran out, the other one ran out, and now we're back to here. So all you need to do is just hold this button down, occasionally eat another potion. With just a single potion, I am recovering all of the magica that I'm using, and we're already at level 15. I'm gonna keep doing this until I get to level 25, and then I'm gonna switch it out. All right, Noodle has now reached Apprentice level at Illusion. And before we move on to the next spell, I want to show how to make this potion. The ingredients for it are actually quite simple. You need flax seeds and what's the other one? Oh, I don't actually even have the other one. All right, so we got to go talk to the alchemist lady. We'll head over to the market district.
I have everything.
Yes, you have everything. But what I want is She doesn't have it. She gets different stuff. Shoot. Okay, let's see if she has something else that can do Restore Magica as its primary function. Restore Magic. Oh, there it is. Bog Beacon Oskapt. That's the one we were looking for. With that and flax seeds, we can make a really nice potion. But first we have to go get a whole bunch of these. So we'll come out here to our trusty barrel. And we're gonna put in 1 flax seed. And we're gonna put in 1 Bog Beacon Oskapt. We'll start with that one. Come across to our lockpicks. At alchemy level mastery, she's gonna get 2 potions every single time she makes one thing. And she can also make stuff from a single ingredient. So I could theoretically have done this with just, actually I could have done it with just the flax seeds. I don't know why I didn't do that. The reason I didn't do that is because I am used to doing this when I am not at alchemy level 100. So I'm just in the habit of adding 2 ingredients that have the same thing, but it's totally not necessary. Weird, it gave me fewer flax seeds than what I asked for. I'm not sure what happened there, but we are dealing with a bug. There, lockpicks, and let's get like 60 more. All right, so we've got 104 flax seeds and 105 Bog Beacon Oskapt. So we'll come in here, grab one of our devices, and filter for Restore Magica, which gives us, actually a fair amount of stuff. I like these 2 together because you saw when I added the second one, it also gave me Shield. Both of them have Restore Magica and Shield. And since they don't overlap with anything else, I got both of those benefits. And this is cool if you're ever actually in a fight. 20% shield on self for 73 seconds, plus restoring 9 points of magica per second for 35 seconds. This is a very cool potion to have. So we're just gonna make a whole bunch of them. And I could also just make 1 and then clone that 100 times, which might even be faster. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's entirely up to you. Now, if we just check our inventory, we should have a bunch of Restore Magica potions. Yeah, there's the ones we just made, 9 points, 9 points. Okay, so the ones that we were using were actually just Restore Magica because they existed before Noodle had Alchemy Mastery. So we'll swap those out to this one. And now let's talk about Apprentice level spells. For an Apprentice level spell, I've changed what the browser is looking at and I've already sorted it. You see that you can get Night Eye, that's a great one at 54, but you have to get that from the Dark Brotherhood. So we're not there yet. Charm, that's a target spell, that's a target spell. So your next best one is gonna be Moonlight, which is basically the Apprentice version of Starlight that we were just casting. You can get it from Delphine Gend in the Bravo Mages Guild. So let's head over there. Something that may catch you off guard is you will find mages who don't appear to want to sell you anything, and that's confusing. There we go, look for the eye. Many of them are vendors who will only work during certain hours, but because they live in the Mages Guild, they don't have a shop that they can close down. So they will just, well, in this case, she is actually selling stuff. But if you see that there's no option to purchase a spell, try back at a different time of the day. Wait, she'll go to sleep, she'll wake up. Try during like normal business hours, or in the case of some of the mages, their business hours are actually in the afternoon. When you have a ton of money, just buy stuff, even if you can't use it yet. Heal major wounds, that seems like a great spell. Illuminate, light on target. Interesting, okay. Moonlight, that's the spell that we're actually after. She's got tons of stuff. Flashbolt, that's better than the one that we're using, but her destruction is still too small. Enemies explode, I really like the idea of this spell. And now, in the Mages Guild, we can just, find ourselves a nice little corner here and swap out to that spell. So switch from Starlight to Moonlight, take a potion, and start doing the same thing. Now here you see that the cost is much greater, and therefore we suddenly don't have enough magica. This is why we want to stack potions. Look at that. And we're gonna sit here and do this until our illusion gets to rank 50. So there we go. We have now ranked up illusion to the journeyman level. And that's level 50, rank level, whatever. What would our next spells be if we wanted to continue down this path? Well,
Greetings.
we're at journeyman level, so let's sort. And looking for something on self. Shadow shape. That's a nice one. Invisibility for 30 seconds. You can get this from Ita Rienus in the Bravo Mages Guild.
Ita Rienus spells, recharging, and trading.
Yep. Okay. But notice she's not selling anything because it's too late in the evening. 7 p.m. So let's just hang out until like 10 in the morning. She's not even going to be sitting on this chair anymore. Oh, she is.
What do you want?
What do you want? I want to buy Shadow Shape. But Noodle doesn't have enough magica. That's because she's still level 1. And that's fine. We'll still buy this because as soon as she levels up and actually adds attributes, her magica will grow and be appropriate for her rank in illusion. And then let's find one that she can also use when she does get to expert level. So that's going to be touch, target. Oh, very nice one. Chameleon, 50% for 30 seconds on self. Ghost Walk, invisibility for 60 seconds. I'm gonna grab that because I think that's gonna be more useful. Being invisible for 60 seconds, I think is better than being a chameleon for 50 seconds. Am I right? And where can we get this? We can also get it from Ita. There it is, right there. Now she has lots of stuff. So let's see, candlelight, light on self. Okay, sure, we'll take it. Chameleon, 25%, don't care. Debilitate, paralyze on touch. Eyes of Midnight. Noodle's a Khajiit, so she already has that. Fearful Gaze, Demoralize, Grasp of Terror. Hush is interesting. You can make mages be quiet so they can't cast spells. 120 seconds of invisibility, sure. So now she has spells that she can use at various levels as she advances. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how to rank up illusion very quickly in Oblivion Remastered, which actually probably works in Oblivion too. This was a little bit of a longer video because it showed some of the behind the scenes and the background ideas of things. The next videos will hopefully focus on just what spells to get and how to use them to rank up the other skills. So until those videos, my name is oskapt. I'm one half of Gamer Aviator, and thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, adventurers.